I'm Kyle McKay. I'm currently serving as the church historian and recorder, and I've been in that capacity since August of 2022, and I'm a General Authority 70. The contribution that Wilford Woodruff makes to church history might be summed up in one sentence, and that is, Wilford Woodruff is church history. Without him, we just don't have the history of this church that we currently enjoy. It is remarkable what stirred within him to compel him to keep a record. And some of the things that he did, some of the things that he said in order to keep that record and to keep it true are just phenomenal. He makes a statement that I could write down almost verbatim what the prophet Joseph said during a sermon maybe a week later, and then as soon as it was written down, it would leave his mind. So I think God had a purpose for him, and that's why he had the feelings he did about record keeping. But his contribution to church history cannot be overstated. And the project, by taking on the papers, just helps us draw that out even more, to see what this man did, what he contributed, and the history that he leaves behind. It's just a vital thing. To do for him at a private level what has been done for the prophet Joseph is just a phenomenal thing, and we're grateful for it. One of the commands that the Lord gave to the church historian at the time, John Whitmer, in the 69th section of the Doctrine and Covenants, is to go out and travel and gather things up that would be for the good of the church and for the rising generations which shall grow up in the land of Zion. The history of this church is critical to the rising generations for several reasons, but the chiefest reason is to bring them unto Christ. And that's what Wilford Woodruff's papers, that's what his writings did. We are brought unto Christ by what this man recorded and the experiences he had and shared. And so there's nothing more valuable to the rising generation than to come unto Christ, and Wilford Woodruff does that. So I will say something that I've said in other settings, and it's appropriate in this setting too, as far as Wilford Woodruff is concerned, and really anyone. We have a tendency, or at least we can be tempted, to stop short of the mark. It was said of the Jews in ancient times that they looked beyond the mark. The mark is Jesus Christ. And they looked for something different. They thought for someone different. We sometimes stop short of the mark by focusing on a certain prophet or even a certain book. And the mark is Jesus Christ. That's why everything that Wilford Woodruff wrote is important, because he helps to lead us to the mark. If we are ever tempted to stop short of the mark and make this solely about Wilford Woodruff, then we have probably done something that wouldn't be pleasing to either Wilford or Jesus. So always keep the mark in sight.